Exhale, fold forward in Uttanasana, standing forward fold. Inhale, lift your gaze, lengthening your spine. Exhale, plant your palms and step back to plank pose. Flow through four-limb staff pose. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, lift your hips into downward facing dog. Press the earth away from you with your hands to lift the hips and sink the heels. Lengthen your spine, pressing your chest toward your thighs. Make sure your fingers are spread wide on the mat. Grip the mat with your fingertips. Shift your weight forward into plank pose, Phalakasana. Hold here for 3 breaths. Hug the belly button toward the spine and grip the mat with your fingertips. Your shoulders are straight over the wrists. Exhale, lower into Chaturanga Dandasana. Squeeze the elbows into the rib cage and hover your chest off the mat. Inhale, scoop the heart forward and up for upward facing dog, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, roll over the toes, coming back to downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Take a deep breath here. Relax your neck, gazing between your ankles. Inhale, shift your weight forward, coming into plank pose, aligning your shoulders over the wrists. Make sure your hips are in line with your ankles and flat to modify the pose, the flat plank. Inhale, reach the left arm to the sky, opening the body in side plank, Vashisthasana. You can rest the right knee on the mat to modify the pose. Lift your hips high, squeezing the right side of the abdominal muscles. Breathe deeply and press into the edges of the feet. Back to center plank. Plank pose. You can rest your left knee on the mat if you need more support. Press into the edges of the feet as you engage your abdominals and lift your hips high. Keep. Inhale, come back to center plank. Press back through your heels and firm your thighs. Exhale, lower your chest to four-limb staff pose. Inhale for upward facing dog, lifting the heart. Exhale, coming back to downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Now come down onto your forearms, planting the palms for dolphin pose, Ardha Pincha Mayurasana. This pose builds strength in the shoulder joints for practicing. Inhale, lift the left leg into the air for one-legged dolphin pose. Keep pressing firmly into both forearms and pressing your chest toward your right thigh. Pose. Sink your left heel to the earth. Rest your knees on the mat and sit your hips on the heels for child's pose, Balasana. Keep your hips at the level of the shoulders and press back through your heels. Hug the belly in. Clasp your hands together with your forearms on the mat, elbows aligned under the shoulders. Step your feet back to a forearm plank and hold here for a few breaths. Keep your hips at the level of the shoulders and press back through your heels. Hug the belly in. Take a breath here. Exhale, release the knees to the mat and relax into child's pose. Exhale, lift the hips into downward facing dog. Pose. By the pose, you can rest your right knee on the mat. Squeeze your glutes and keep your hips in line with the shoulders. Good, release the left foot down and come back to Adho Mukha Svanasana. Reset here. Inhale, shift your weight forward into plank pose. Support your wrists. You can modify this pose by resting the left knee on the mat. Engage your core and firm your thighs for more stability in the pose. Shoulders with the fingers pointing. Make your way to seated and extend your legs forward for staff pose, Dandasana. Flex your toes toward the sky and plant your palms under the shoulders with the fingers pointing forward. Exhale, lift the hips into upward plank pose, Purvottanasana. Squeeze your glutes to Take a deep breath in. Exhale, bring the hips back down to the mat. Cross your legs and plant your palms. Step back to plank pose with the shoulders over the wrists. Take a deep breath in. Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, roll. Bring your hands back by your heels and soften your shoulders. Rest your forehead on the earth and close your for upward facing dog. Inhale, plant the palms. Exhale for four-limb staff pose. Inhale for upward facing dog. Exhale down onto your back. Let's prepare for corpse pose, Shavasana. Rest your arms and legs on this planking sequence. Make sure you are deeply relaxing each of these areas so they can rest out through the mat head to toe, finding stillness and peace within. Enjoy.